He was down Penn's Landing, and I got his autograph. He was going into his second year, and Kobe was just a guy that I just looked at like, man, local product. Like, he's really good at basketball, but like I would celebrate dudes more like Allen Iverson, and personally, like, I love Rasheed Wallace and David Stoudemire is like one of my favorite players. I was a Blazers fan, So Kobe was kind of in the opposition of my eyes. So I really didn't become a fan of Kobe until about this season that I'm talking about, because Kobe's career, he was the golden boy, right? He was baby Jordan, took Brandy to the prom, clean cut, could do no wrong, squeaky clean. And I feel that season really gave him a dose of reality.
It knocked him down.
It knocked him down.
It made him like he was human.
He was human.
Yeah.
And that season created the Black Mamba. That's when the Black Mamba was born.
Changed his number.
Later, right? Not too far after that, he would change the number. And Kobe had a revelation that, you know what? I like being a villain. I like getting booed. I like coming to other stadiums getting booed. I like coming to Philly and getting booed. And he used it as fuel.
I think he's been like that, though.
Yeah, that's always been festered, right?
Always there.
Yeah, that's always been festered, but that's what Armand, that's what brought it out, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's what brought it out. And so that's absolutely my favorite season for him, because that's when I was like, man, he just was like, I'm like, he's just playing so viciously. He always played like that, but that was just like, whoa. Like, if you had eyes, you could see what he was doing was just ridiculous, from that point on. So that's bar none my favorite season from Kobe Bryant.
I'm gonna go with there's a couple of them. I'm gonna go with the season when he cut his hair, 2002, when he played the New Jersey Nets.
Oh wow, yeah, he bought out too. He bought out, yeah.
He was, I think that's when he knew that. Okay.
Yeah, that's when he did the 360 dunk versus the Nets or whatever, right?
Yeah. That's when he folded his hands as he got fouled on that play and he fell down. That's when he was just doing.
Yeah.
I think that's when he realized none of y'all can stop me. That's when he was giving Kenyon Martin was his defensive guru.
Mm-hmm.
But he was giving Kenyon Martin everything in the post. I'm like, oh my, what is he doing? And he was a guard, but he was looking at everybody he was really cocky, you can't. Who you sticking with me? He was gunning. He was taking wild shots. He was getting rebounds. This dude was big. And that's just one of the seasons. I can't really pick the best season because I ain't gonna say another one because I know I'm gonna give him a chance to his, but that's the one that comes to my mind right now.
Yeah, that was a great season, bro.
Just want to say real quick how much I'm enjoying this podcast. You guys, I'm really appreciating your opinions because it's bringing me back to a time and a place that, I just remember and feel so fondly about when Kobe was in his prime. We're talking about Brandon said 04, 05, Armand said 02. But for me, because I was more of a, I'll admit it, I was more of a Kobe. I'll just say hater because let it out,
man. Let it out. Be real on this podcast.
Once he beat the Sixers in 01, it was like, and I knew we were going to lose. I was pretty much, resigned to the fact the Sixers weren't going to beat the Lakers in the championship because they had Shaq and Kobe. We had AI, so it wasn't like I was.
They were going to lose though because they won the first game.
No. I mean that right. I was on an ultimate high after the game one. And I thought we had a chance, and we did have a chance, and so it's not even about blaming or anything like that. It's just if you look at it just logically, the Lakers were stacked. The Sixers were really good, and stacked will always be really good. So in any event, I hated Kobe because of all that. But I would say for me, my favorite season, I love what you both said. So like in 02, he crushed it. I mean, his talent was undeniable. I appreciate great talent. So that was amazing. In 04, 05, he played with a chip on his shoulder. He's dropping, 30, 40 a night. Just looked like a real villain. He's got the underbite going. He's grinding. He's just killing it. But for me, was the transformation stage. And he actually said this was his favorite championship when I watched his interview, I think today or the other day, was his last chip in 05 when they beat the Celtics. And they were down 3-2 in 09, 010. And you kind of saw the transformation where he became more of a team player. Artest got the rock, Gasol got the rock, and Kobe still did what he had to do, but I feel like he wasn't. He would be like 25-5 or 25-6-5. Like he wasn't like 35-5-5 or 35 5-2. Like he was a little bit more balanced, and the team was a little more balanced. And I feel like he kind of realized how much he really needed his teammates. He appreciated his teammates, and he like really got into that deep, psychoanalysis of the game, and like the freaking, Phil Jackson got in his head about like meditating and visualization and just being a leader and like the whole like Zen Buddha thing about life and basketball. I feel like he kind of found that like this peace with the game versus like I feel like Carmelo. Oh, not sorry, Carmelo. I was gonna say I feel like Kobe had that Carmelo thing going for a while. It was like I'm gonna get mine. My teammate isn't that good. I'm gonna get mine. I'm not worried about my teammates. My team sucks.
Definitely.
I'm gonna get mine. But then
with Samaki Walker and them.
Yeah, and I don't blame him because his team did suck. But then finally he was like, he got a good team around him, which is what he wanted to win again. And he did like step back just enough so that the team could flourish. So I thought that was really cool. I could tell mentally he had grown so much and he had appreciation for the game. And I was happy for him because I really think he deserved it, put that work in, and it was just cool to see. I mean, when he beat Orlando, Orlando was just, happy to be there. So
I don't know how they even got there. That's a podcast in itself.
Yeah, LeBron just choked. But or Cleveland choke, whatever. But anyway,
don't you think all of them was like that though? Like when they had a team that sucked, like AI, I think they all was like, "I'm doing me. I'm not worried about none of these dudes."
I agree. No, I think AI was, but dude, he had 16 assists the one game AI did in that stretch. There was a game where Toronto, was it Toronto or Milwaukee? I think it might have been Toronto, but. One of the teams is like, they realized AI was jacking up, 30 shots or more a game and dropping 50 a game. They were like, all right, we're going to double team you and see if your boys can beat us. And he literally had 16 assists. Mutombo would probably put in 15 to 20 points. Snow McKee had 15 or 20. So, like,
I remember that. Like,
AI knew immediately, like, I can't beat them by myself.
So, all right. So I say AI.
And Larry Brown was an amazing coach. Not that Phil Jackson wasn't, but Larry Brown, it was all about winning, and they won. So.
AI had what I call emergency assist. So I'll elaborate. Dribble. Can't find my shot. Dribble. Guess what? 3 seconds left on the clock. I'm going to pass. And then that's my assist. So, you know what I'm saying, Armand?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So that to me, that's like, all right, he might have had 16 of those, but like 7 of those was just emergency joints that just happened to just... go in and work out. And I'll give AI credit for that, but Kobe was a better passer than AI. But that's the thing, because you look at AI's assists, and then people say, oh, well, his assists is kind of high. And I love Al, but I'll keep it real. Al had a lot of emergency assists, so, I mean, whatever. I mean, they weren't...
You got to give them credit that they still assist.
Right, they still assist. I mean, they weren't sufficient in the game. So from 20 years from now, and you look at the stats, you say, oh, he was a good passer. He wasn't a good passer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He wasn't a good passer because he may have 8 assists for his career or 7 assists, but like 4 of those a game weren't sufficient. So, but 20 years from now, you won't see that. You just see the numbers. So we'll get to the last topic, which is Kobe Bryant's legacy, and I have a lot to say about this last segment. So my man Common Sense, great rapper. Common said, "I'm getting Johnny Cash, so old white folks know me now. I stand close to the mic like I'm Kobe now." And I feel like that right there, that little line. It's like, to me, that's what Kobe Bryant's legacy is. It's like, Mike is right here. Everybody tried. I got this close. And he's gonna be the last one, y'all. Like this, we're not gonna see another Michael Jordan remix. There's not gonna be another Kobe Bryant. The way the game is changing, there's not gonna be a player that's gonna be on the team for 20 years. This is it. We are never going to get another player that can mirror image Michael Jordan to the best ability that Kobe Bryant did. And my second point to his legacy would be his Philly connection versus the world connection. So it's
1-5.
It's interesting, man. So it's like for a long time, Kobe got a lot of hate, and I think all that kind of came full circle, like 2012 when he came here. I think he like passed Shaq or something, and like Philly fans just gave him a round of applause, and it's just like Philly fans kind of just let the guard down, like, you know what, man, let's just clap it up for you, respect due, you know what I mean? And but I think he faced a lot of adversity, in particular being the son of an NBA player and being black, and and being born in Philadelphia. And I feel like he faced the issue that a lot of black people face, and which is not being black enough, quote unquote, or not being Philly enough. Whereas we identify more with Allen Iverson, who was from Virginia. From Virginia. Yeah. But we champion him, which was not a mistake. But you could imagine how Kobe was feeling, like, wow, man, like I'm not good enough, or I'm not black enough. And that's wrong. Kobe exemplifies what it is to be a professional, a human being. He's an inspiration for me personally, because I face the same struggles. Going to school in Abington, where my family came from, Philadelphia, and a lot of my peers stayed in Philadelphia. But my mom and father had the opportunity to get me to a better district and get me to a better community. And a lot of times you face a lot of hate. So I can understand what Kobe was going through at that time. Looking back, as a youngster, I wasn't seeing all that stuff. But as I got older, I kind of understood it. And I'll close my part off with this. My homegirl, her dad is like a old school, like, Sixers fan, OG, you know what I mean?
Dr. J, Julius.
That's his stuff. And we talk hoops. I love rap tone. And he says, man, who you like, man? I said, man, it's Kobe, man. That's my guy. Best in the business. He was like, man, I don't like Kobe Bryant. And I stay defending Kobe all the time. I'm like, all right, why you don't like Kobe? And he said the best reason I can ever say, because he's not a Sixer. And I said, you know what? I respect that, man. He said, because the arguments I get are not about basketball reasons. They're other things. They're off the court things,
right? That
shouldn't pertain, because when we're talking about anybody else, when we're talking about a president, when we're talking about a teacher, when we're talking about a fireman, we're only talking about what they do in their profession. We don't talk about other stuff. And that was the realest thing I ever heard, man. I said, I gotta shake your hand, man. He's like, yo, for real, like, he beat up on us like constantly. Like, I want him to be a Sixer, so that's why I don't like him. And I said, you know what? That's the best reason I've ever heard in my life. So, we still good friends to this day. But that's my reason, man. Armani, I'll let you go, bro.
Yeah, I think that he's going to go down as one of the greatest ever. He got a lot of hate playing because he was so to the building. He was so good. It was like Michael Jordan. You remember when he was young, a lot of people didn't, y'all might not remember, but a lot of people did not like Michael Jordan. It was like, oh man, everybody just wanted them to lose. But he was like the Tom Brady back then.
Especially, after when he got older, yeah. Not the young Mike.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because
the older Mike.
It's like once you get too much success, the public wants to knock you down.
Yeah. You want too much.
It's like Kobe is more so. People hated on him so much because, Bull spoke 5 languages. He spoke, I think 4 languages. He spoke fluently. He used to speak in it, and I never took it personal because I was rooting for Lakers. I want to be rooting for Lakers. I like Kobe so much when they take the Sixers. I ain't understand. I ain't like Eric Snow. I ain't like Tyrone Hill.
Todd Eastno, that was his dude.
Yeah, I ain't like none of them dudes. I was like Matt Geiger. I was like Todd McCullough. losing his